Hey everybody, welcome to Rambling Film Group. This is Cy. Today we're going to be doing a news episode, but before we get too far into it, do want to welcome and introduce you all to my lovely co-hosts. Right here we have the founder, the numero uno of RFG, Mr. Chuck.
Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in.
That was quick and simple. Normally he rambles a little bit, which is why I kind of paused for a second.
I say something.
I was
thinking the same thing. I was like, damn, that was short. And then you paused and you're like waiting for it to continue. And I really thought the same thing. I was like, dang, that was quick.
That seemed like the right amount of things to say.
It was the right amount. It's just normally you go on
a little bit. But hey, it's okay. We got a third co-host, the cat. Wait, was that the cat or was it one of the dogs?
Old man.
What'd you say?
Was that the cat or was it one of the dogs?
That was the cat, yeah.
All right. And then my absolute favorite co-host, she's the number one person on the show. The reason why you guys watch is Kelsey.
No. Hey guys, I'm the number one co-host. You were the number one starter.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's get the distinction right.
Yeah, all right.
First of all, without you, Chuck, we wouldn't have her. So, you can take a little bit of credit.
That's true. But yeah. I feel like I was going to say something else, but it's left me.
I don't know.
All right. So, yeah, today's a news episode. Just so you guys know right off the bat, we will probably be doing, because we know it's been a while since we've done a movie review episode, but it's towards the end of summer. Not much has kind of come out that feels worthy of talking about, but probably in the next couple of days, we'll definitely do BlacKkKlansman. We might do Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you guys see this and you want us to do Ant-Man and the Wasp, let us know. We'll definitely get that out there to you guys. But BlacKkKlansman is definitely coming your guys' way within the next week or so. But let's go ahead and get this started, you guys. This one I know Chuck is probably excited for. Looks like WB is developing a Supergirl movie. You want to go ahead and take the reins on that one, buddy?
Is that right with everybody? Everybody's cool with that?
Okay, well, if he's going to be smart and snarky with that face.
What was I doing?
I gotta admit, I didn't get the snarkiness on that one.
You did you see his face while he was like, his eyes?
I got like a side of it. I got that would be his right eye. I didn't get the full face.
I was just being like tongue in cheek. I was just being.
Is that what it is?
Playful. Yeah, I was being. Yeah. Anyways, I'm very interested. I love DC, but specifically, I do love the Kryptonians. I love like that whole lore. I love everything involved in Krypton, its history, its most famous citizens and whatnot that we have on Earth now. Cy's not as much he's coming around slowly but surely. I'm gonna get him there. I want to get him to the point him to get to the point where the way I feel about Batman, he can also feel about Superman. Where he's great too. I do like him. He's just not my favorite.
That's how I feel about Superman.
Oh, okay.
I just like to give you shit about him because he's definitely extremely overpowered, and I just can't get into a character.
It's not about the power; it's about what you do with the power.
That's like every superhero. That's so basic. Like,
it's not, but it's to a
We're
whole
not doing
different
this
scale.
Anyway,
that's just something that I hope they would delve into with Supergirl. But basically, I've been pretty dissatisfied with what they've done with the character on the CW. That show, man,
not the best.
I really wanted to love that show.
Couldn't even finish the first season.
Couldn't
even finish the first season.
And I don't blame you for it, because it didn't get better in the second.
It does go better in the third.
For like the first half, and then I felt like a lot of that second half.
I am done.
Yeah, I'm
done.
Pretty much done.
I will say the most intriguing character in Supergirl is Martian.
Unfortunately, he doesn't get he's so underpowered. Like Martian Manhunter he's on par with like Soups and everybody else. Like,
I said he's top tier for sure.
And they dumb him down so
intellectually and
and power wise.
Intellectually, that's like one of the best parts. He's a freaking genius.
But we should pause.
Yeah, sorry.
Because this is not our opportunity to bag on the Supergirl show.
And we're not even supposed to be talking about CW right now, to be honest. But
yes, exactly. So let's focus on the fact that they are developing a Supergirl movie. Yes. So I'm basically what I'm saying. I am all for seeing another interpretation of this character in live action with a full budget. Even though I will give this credit to the show, they do a pretty good job with the minimal budget I would think they have to have.
Yes.
The special effects are pretty awesome. Now, the other aspect that this is super interesting to me is the fact that we still have not gotten any sort of confirmation. We don't have an idea of what's next for Superman.
I was just
that's what I was going to say.
I was going to say that too.
The fact that they are deciding to bring in Supergirl, to me, means that they must have some future plans for Clark. I mean, obviously, this is going to be Kara's movie, but this is an introductory movie. I feel like you have to have, like, Clark's got to be a secondary role there.
Yeah.
Like, Clark has to be, like, probably,
absolutely.
Still a top-billed actor in that movie because, and it would just be a complete missed opportunity if they don't. They've, especially given the journey that they tried to give to Superman already, where he's had to deal, like, more than any other live action or certainly movie, we focused on the loneliness that it is of a Kryptonian's life on Earth. See, we got to play to that with a Supergirl movie, and I'm excited to see like that kind of potential relationship develop between cousins and kind of more like a brother and sister, like big brother thing. But also, I'm super interested in what villain they would choose to pick. What threat are they want to face on Earth?
Brainiac.
Oh, yes. Ooh, if they didn't, that would be crazy if we get Supergirl before Man of Steel 2, and we get Brainiac as a villain in Supergirl. That's just a ballsy freaking move. And then we just have Superman come to like aid. That would be so interesting.
I would be pissed off.
I mean, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't read too many Superman or Supergirl comic books. But isn't kind of Supergirl's like introduction or coming to Earth, like, isn't Brainiac? Doesn't he come like shortly after? Or because I know like he has her home city, and she was around. Right. She was like she was like 16 or 17 when the city got taken, but something happened to her ship on the way to Earth, and so it took her a little bit longer to get there. But so when she first gets to Earth, she's very afraid of Brainiac coming, and that actually happened shortly after. Is that?
Yeah, that's not like. That is a very popular storyline.
Okay.
Like, adding that element to her origin is a very popular.
Because there are a ton of, obviously, with any character, there's a lot of origins, but that is the main one that I've heard about.
Yeah, that's probably like the most well liked one, where she's like she witnessed firsthand, and then she has to warn Clark about what's coming and like help him realize just how grave a threat it is. So, I mean. That was something I didn't even think about, because I just assumed when I see Brainiac the first time it's going to be Clark facing him primarily. But I always thought like Brainiac, and Kelsey has made this point too, Brainiac is big enough to have the Justice League face potentially.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm totally sold on the two, the L's teaming up to take down Brainiac.
I mean,
it is interesting if it's in Supergirl and not in.
How I would personally introduce it is, I mean, obviously, Man of Steel 2 would have to come first. I'm not sure what villain I would have him face in that. But then at the end of the movie, in a post-credit scene or whatever, you have what's her name? It starts with a K.
Kara.
Kara? Yeah. So you have Kara crash on Earth. Superman goes to explore, discovers her, and that's basically where it cuts off. Or you have her mention something about Brainiac, and then it cuts off. And then the Supergirl movie would basically continue right at that point. That's how I would see that introduction. That would be the most interesting introduction to me. But you would have to do Man of Steel, the sequel, before you even dived into that.
Yeah, I guess my only thing with that would be like if you're not having him face Brainiac in Man of Steel 2 and it's coming before Supergirl, I don't know. I mean, obviously he has more villains, but there's not a more dynamic, well-known,
right, and
like well-deserved.
I mean, you could
at this point to see.
You could do Bizarro.
I don't want to see any more Kryptonian.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't necessarily want to see another Kryptonian.
Part of me doesn't even want like Brainiac is the most deserving, but part of me doesn't want another alien threat for him.
Right.
My only things were basically kind of going off what you were saying. Like I'm stoked for this movie. I'm really excited to see it come to life, but I need other movies first. Like I need a second Man of Steel. Yeah. I need a freaking Batman movie first. Yeah. Like I need them to set up like they're the main people of the league, and you know what I mean, develop those characters first, because everything right now is just like, all right, you get a movie, 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 and then like nothing really is like building or like you know what I mean? Like I need a Batman first, and I need a second Man of Steel. I need the Flash movie to be made first. I need a Cyborg movie and potentially like the Green Lantern Corps movie. Once I get those movies, then I'm ready for a kind of not second tier, but kind of second tier.
You're fair saying that. You're fair saying
not second tier in terms of
power
or anything like that, but second tier in terms of I need the core people established first, and then I'm good to start having some of these other movies, especially since it would be one thing if Justice League introduced these characters and they didn't use like the typical core. You know what I mean? Like it'd be one thing if Supergirl was a part of the Justice League instead of one of the other characters or something like that. That's fine. But since they stuck with those core, I need the people of the Justice League that we have so far to have their own movies and to be established in this universe before I need this.
Yeah, absolutely.
While I'm super, super excited, I need WB to get their crap together so I can continue to be invested.
I mean, to be honest, this is probably at the earliest 5 years away, but more than likely more like 7 to 8.
Know with them. And that's the thing. I don't want somebody to fall in love with the story and be like, fast track and let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, we've talked about this before. The biggest issue with WB and DC is their desire to catch up with Marvel, and they have sped things up way too fast than they should have. And it's caused problems. But I was doing a little bit of research, and Chuck, I'll go to you as far as getting your opinion on this. So for villains, Superman could face in Man of Steel 2, because I think we can all kind of agree Brainiac would probably be best in Supergirl, if you're gonna introduce it that way. So how about I'll give you 3 options. We get a proper Darkseid, Superman first Darkseid. That one is kind of or Parasite. Now, my thing with Parasite is I can't recall if he's an alien or not, because I really don't want another alien battle.
He's not an alien.
Okay, I didn't think so. And then third, let's see. Who did I have as third? Third would be Livewire.
So my things with though, like first, I think Darkseid. That's just
it's
too
big.
That's
We
too
need
big of a
that.
threat. Because if Superman alone can fend off Darkseid, doesn't even have to be like, oh, I beat him. But if he can force him to go back to Apocalypse on his own, after he already really thrashed, what's his name, Steppenwolf, when he came back, then you're just like, well, what are we doing here?
I would agree with that. I was
just
going on the size of the threat to make it
I got you.
Yeah, because you can't go too small, obviously,
right.
And especially if you're going to do the Brainiac and Supergirl. But I do agree it couldn't be something where it was just Clark, facing him, and whether he actually beat him or just got him to a point where he went back to his home planet. Gotcha. But he is like the biggest name other than Brainiac that you could see Superman face in his next movie.
Gotcha. Like I would say this, for the other two, Parasite and Livewire, my thing with those two is I just don't. It'll have to be like a hell of a script because, especially if it's just one or the other. Like I feel like those are villains.
I was gonna say, what if it was they together?
Yeah, you'd have to have them be facing kind of like how the Flash has like the rogues, where like they'll like the four of them will gang up. Like I feel like that's the only way to make a lot of his villains still like to have it be compelling enough and enough of a threat for Superman alone to be like to still be like kind of overwhelmed by it.
To feel like there's an actual threat.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I told you about this storyline. They have the animated movie, like Superman versus the Elite. To me, like if you weren't, that's the perfect kind of story to do with him at this stage. And then the only other villain that I think, like, on just from namesake alone, is like known well enough and like could work. It would still need like the right type of script because while he is a physical, vulnerable threat, you also have to figure out what vibe are you going for? Because generally, Superman, you want to see some spectacle. Yeah. And this is a villain that kind of like goes against the large spectacle. I haven't said yet, but Metallo. I think that's the only other one that's like as popular and as like heavy hitter like of a villain that we haven't seen yet that could earn that standalone villain role for a film.
So
instead of Brainiac, because I won't say over Brainiac. It should be Brainiac at this point with what we can do with technology. But Metallo would be the only other one that I feel like satisfied.
So another one that I wanted to throw out there, but I said I would give you 3, but I'll just do the 4th anyway. What about Kryptonite Man? Or do we feel like the use of Kryptonite, like we don't want to see it so quickly after Batman vs. Superman? Because that was a big part of Batman beating Superman.
Yeah, I don't think you want to over-rely on Kryptonite. I know that's his main weakness and everything, but like...
That's why
I'm trying to say, like... Yeah, I know, but what I'm telling you is there's ways to still tell a compelling story with a villain without relying on Kryptonite. And that's how I would feel we'd be going. Whereas basically, either he has to fight somebody that's just as powerful as he is, or someone has to have Kryptonite, and I don't want to see that.
Okay, I got you.
I think there's more creative ways to do it. Right? And Brainiac's away. Metallo is Kryptonite. But like Brainiac's away.
I was just going to bring that up. Actually.
Brainiac's away.
Honestly, I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Metallo is?
Mm-mm.
He's got like the Kryptonite, like...
He's kind of a cyborg with a Kryptonite heart.
Heart, thank you. I was thinking like core.
Okay.
Core, yeah.
Okay,
it's not like a beating.
I remember.
But he's got the Kryptonite core.
Okay,
yeah.
Never mind. Now I remember what that one is. I can't remember the movie, but there's an animated movie where he's like, what's the word I'm looking for? He disguises himself as like a regular person and attempts to commit suicide. And then he showed, okay.
Yes, that's it. So I was just actually going to bring that up because I was like, that's an interesting statement given what you're making. I personally like the Parasite idea. I get what you're saying there. It would have to be something really compelling, but the whole like nature that the battle is experimental. You know what I mean? That's kind of fun, unique, something we haven't seen before. But the script would have to be like real good. Because at the same time, you still want an action movie. Like, it's still freaking Superman. I want to see him hit things.
Yeah. And with Parasite, like, he's just there's not that much to that character. Like, you have to.
I know. You would have to have something else, or like take some liberties with it. But at the same time, I do think it would be a nice break from stuff. But that doesn't matter. For like, basically, we were talking about the Supergirl movies.
We got way out. Sorry, guys.
Way off track.
This happens a lot when we talk about DC.
And we're going to stay in that world, though.
Yeah, we are staying.
We are staying in that world. So let's go ahead. Next, we got Flash is going to start production early 2019.
Yeah, I believe it's supposed to be like February.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to be shooting in London. Like the what's it? There's some WB studio in London, and they're going to be shooting there.
Nice.
So hopefully it doesn't get pushed back again.
Yeah. Do we have an actual release date now for it? I don't think we have an announced release date yet.
I think, like that thing that they sent out, like, here's our schedule. They've all just stopped, like,
man.
Well, I don't think they did one this year for the first time.
I think she's talking about just in general.
Thank God.
They just have the ones that have already been filming or are, like, either in the process of being filmed or are in post right now.
Yeah.
Those are only 3 have actually, do we know when they're coming right now?
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm fine with that. So, Flash, yay. I mean, there's not really much to say other than let's hope it actually sticks with it.
Yep, let's start with it. Again, I will say this just so they can hear me and not go back on it. I'm so glad they're not doing Flashpoint. That's probably the most exciting thing about Flash as of right now is that they're not doing a specific storyline.
I know. Thank goodness. That's
But yeah, WB stick with that. Do not, because that is one that it has to be done so perfectly and it has so much potential. And doing it as the first Flash movie it cannot.
Here's my top things. I want to see him run right. And that's it.
Or explain why he runs that way, because Chuck mentions all the time that maybe he's gliding in the Speed Force or something along those lines. As ridiculous as that sounds, just. I mean, I don't mean that sounds ridiculous. I mean the fact that they should have to explain why he runs a certain way is ridiculous. That's what's ridiculous.
No, I got you. That's very fair.
Yeah,
he runs.
It's odd.
God, awful.
Just the most unathletic run ever.
But maybe that's part of the point too, to just show like how he's just been blessed with these gifts. Like,
no,
it's just
I don't
like
want to see that. I don't want to see that.
He's just a dude that just happened to get past.
No. I don't even need some like tremendous athlete. Just someone who can. I don't know. We're not doing this. Yeah. Next one.
Yeah.
So Mulan, we've seen the first official still from production, and it's just her striking a pose with the sword, ready to go into battle. It's starting production. There's not a whole lot to say. I guess the biggest thing I could say, as we kind of alluded to earlier, I'm glad Mulan is 100% Asian. I'm glad she looks.
Thank God she's Asian.
Yeah. So that's my big thing, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but it's true. Thank you for doing it right.
Yeah, and the fact that there was a moment when they first announced it that we weren't really sure if they were gonna actually do an all Asian cast is just befuddling to me.
Happened?
Yeah, that and Aladdin, there was both at the start. It wasn't really sure. And then we found out that yes, the main cast would be their natural nationalities. And then, at least with Aladdin, it turned into I want to call them prop actors, but I know that's not what they're called.
Why can I think of it? You know what they are.
No, I have no idea.
Extras.
Yes, thank you. Extras we're going to be
human props.
They were gonna.
So funny. Get the props. The human ones.
Right?
That's all I'm thinking.
The ones that actually have heartbeats.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
Anyway, there was, in Aladdin at least, there was a discussion that the extras, some of them would be white. And it's like, it's not really that hard to get extra Middle Eastern actors. So I don't like, people were like, we don't get why that should be an issue. It's the Middle East. White people aren't really gonna be there. Like, I mean, you may see
especially for your extras.
Yeah,
like, that's real easy to do. We don't even need that in the props. We just need you to stand there.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a difficult thing to get, but yeah, Disney. I don't think they've even said whether they were or weren't going to do it just yet. But yeah, so it just, at this day and age, why does that have to be confirmed, or why does it have to be suggested?
Or, you know, like, it shouldn't be something that's like up for question. Like,
right.
Are they gonna do this right? Like, it should just be like it's
yeah.
I don't know. But yay for Mulan.
Speaking
the cast, the movie should be set in China.
Yeah,
so
speaking
they should be Asian.
Of Disney, I heard, this isn't on our list, but it reminded me of it. The next Disney princess is gonna be from Africa. So Shuri's gonna have a princess she can visit that's very close.
I did too. Like, I think it's gonna be like an original story.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah. The next like legit original princess, she's gonna be from Africa. I'm not sure what country in Africa, because to the idiots out there, Africa is a continent, not a country. It's a continent.
That is an enormous country, if that is one country.
I mean, country of Africa.
I mean, you know, Australia is both. I still don't understand how you can be both, but Australia is both. But yeah, Africa.
Oh, I just learned this. A continent is you have to have like a certain size, mass of land.
Right.
Where a country is something where it's about like the people.
Right.
So, and because all people are unified under one thing, Australia is a single country. And it happens to be large enough to qualify as a continent as well.
How did this come up?
Josh freaking Walker.
Okay, that's what
he was so wonderful.
I just learned this.
We were hanging out, and it was after we had a few drinks and stuff, and I have no idea how it happened, but we just started talking about countries and continents.
Shit like that,
and
you never know.
That's where it happened. I was like, man, this guy, sometimes, you know, he is so freaking smart. I'm like, that brain is so good. And then other times I'm like, how are you here? Like, he's wonderful. Hopefully he doesn't have to see this. I'm not talking about him this
when
way.
you learn shit like that, you never know how you get to that topic. But yeah. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of the Rambling Film Group. Again, my name is Sai. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube page. It's a little late. That's why Chuck is over there yawning. I hope that you didn't start yawning because of that. Also, we have the Facebook page. Definitely hit us up there. Give us suggestions on what you guys would like to have us talk about, what movies you guys would like to have us review. And if you also want to come on every once in a while and discuss with us, we're more than open to that as well. But again, my name is Sai, here with Chuck and the lovely Kelsey. Just wanting to wish everybody a great rest of their day whenever you're watching this, great rest of your week, and thank you so much for watching.
Bye, guys. Till next time.
All right, so that's that.